Hey everybody, welcome to Alpha Flight Monday. We are up to Alpha Flight number 37, August of 1985. In the box we have Aurora, Vindicator, North Star, Puck, Box, Snowbird. And on the cover, we have a very potent foe holding Shaman and Talisman by the nape of the neck, so to speak. And we get this dire warning. This issue, Alpha Flight loses a hero, which is not exactly unprecedented in the annals of Alpha Flight. So, let's pop this baby open and see what we've got. Stan Lee presents Death Birth. From the Journal of Captain F.R. Crozier, April 25th, 1848. We're a little bit crooked there, aren't we? Sorry about that. Sometimes I'm looking at the pages and I'm not looking at what it looks like. No breeze stirs, no sound do I hear, save the rasping of the eternal ice against the hulls of our ships, the aptly named Terror and the Erebus. Bill Mantlo, writer, David Ross, penciler, Jerry Taliak, inker, Jim Novak, letterer, Bob Sharon, colorist, Carl Potts, editor, Jim Shooter, editor-in-chief. All right, let's get that nice and centered. And so we're getting basically a look at the past and exploration into iced up waters and, you know, the terrible toll that the expedition took. The dead go unburied. Civilization, we believe, lies some 600 miles to the south. We dare not stop. So, they find their scout. He's been frozen solid. May 8th, 1848. I am without hope that daybreak will deliver those of us who are left. With death, the ice will claim our corpses. I am determined that it shall not steal my soul. I am a doctor, a man of science. While aboard ship, I prepared an elixir to slow my bodily functions to a death-like state where I would need neither food nor drink. Appearing dead, it was my hope that my men would leave me for dead, my body preserved by the very ice that should doom them until the spring sun should warm my blood and revive me. I was their captain. They looked to me for leadership. I knew I would be betraying them, but there was only enough elixir for one. I agonized over my decision. The desire to survive was, in the end, overpowering. Oh! And you know what also is overpowering? The desire for a free headphone radio. I heard my name cried out as I fell. Captain Crozier. Through wide-open eyes, I saw my men crowd close. My flesh felt their hands, futilely searching for signs of life. My ears heard them pronouncing me dead. My elixir had worked. But what was that new sound? Spades scraping ice, picks, hacking permafrost? Why, my misguided men? So basically, he's not dead, and he has now been buried alive. And so he is not going to feel the spring sun, and he is not going to be revived. And he will never know the joy of chocolate bonkers. The poor guy. So, back to the modern time. Why does North Star feel the need to fly on ahead of our Omni ship, Puck? He is an Alphan who likes to think of himself as a loner, Roger. Well, I guess given his accelerated biosystem, he doesn't have to worry about freezing in the sub-zero temperatures outside. While the magnetic spirit that Shaman conjured forth continues to lock our autogyros onto the place of power, where our mystic medicine man will deliver Snowbird's baby. So we are jumping back into that storyline. Snowbird is pregnant by a human, and her baby has to be delivered in a place of power, as Snowbird was delivered when she was born, also from a goddess. So they're moving ahead, and we see the winter costume of Aurora. I got to be honest with you, I'm not that into it. But that's okay. Anyways, I'm not sure we'll ever see that winter costume again, at least in the books that I read back in the day. In fact, I forgot it even existed. But she's not immune to cold, so she needs something like that, because obviously what Aurora normally wears, right there, leaves a lot of skin showing. That's one of her personalities. And so, she's kind of cozying up here to Roger Box. And Vindicator says, "No longer in mourning for Lankowski, Aurora? I will never forget my beloved Walter Heather. But memories cannot keep one warm at night." So apparently she's moving on, and she's moving on to Dear Roger Box. And that's going to lead to some interesting complications as Alpha Flight goes on. So they're flying up to this place of power. And they've had maybe some potential warning that this might be a problem. And then appearing before them in the sky like a giant sunburst is who? Talisman. So this figure appears. They rush out to see who it is. And it is Talisman. "Aurora, Talisman, what are you doing here? My father knows." "Shaman? Elizabeth has joined us. I sense the spirit's terror for her whom they call the Binder." What new insanity. So that's Snowbird's human husband, who was given North Star a run for his money last issue on being a jerk. The walls of the Omni ship proving no barrier to her power, Talisman enters the sick bay. "Greetings, Vindicator." "How did you know I'd chosen that name?" Am I not the Talisman, the binder of spirits, the breaker of dark spells, the promised one? Am I not what my beloved father here has made me? In an hour of great need, I bade you reach into my medicine pouch. The destiny you found there was foreordained. Too bad you didn't prepare me for the fact that fulfilling my destiny would cost me my humanity. Enough. The spirits have informed me. That's Talisman. The spirits have informed me that you will attempt to deliver Snowbird's child. I have come to watch you fail. Elizabeth. What's she mean, fail? Is my wife in danger? My daughter bears me little love, Doug Thompson, and delights in reminding me of what she considers my past failures. But I did safely deliver Snowbird and bind her spirit to the earth, and I shall attempt to do the same for your child. Once we have reached the place of power. A black mass grows like a cancer on the white landscape below. Gee, I don't know if that would be the place of power I would necessarily choose. Okay, so they find this circle of stones, and this is the place, and so they carry Snowbird in. Thompson's he's not real thrilled with this. Snowbird trusts Shaman, and she wants her husband to do the same. And so obviously Shaman was a physician before he was a shaman. So he is, he understands both the, delivering a baby in the normal human way, and obviously is the guy they want for delivering a demigoddess. I guess we don't know yet. I guess we'll find out. So anyways, Box is convinced this is not a great place to be. And then we kind of glimpse underground. Something stirs. Someone speaks on the still and silent ice. After all of these decades, the living stand upon my grave. And obviously that's the guy that we saw earlier in the comic. So Talisman starts doing some hoodoo, and Shaman says Elizabeth easily commands the obedience of mighty elemental spirits whose aid I can only implore. but she does so callously, cruelly, punishing them if they are slow to serve her. Possessed of great power, she is contemptuous of all lesser beings. The power is corrupting her. Still, if Elizabeth is a monster, she is one of my own making. And again, that's not 100% true. There were bigger forces in play, and Michael II Youngman didn't have complete control over those forces. So he's worried about these things. Elizabeth can read his thoughts, still contemptuous of him. I read your mood. I can imagine how much you'd like to help me. Isn't it enough that you cost me my humanity and my mother her life? Cancer killed your mother, Elizabeth. There was no cure. Save it, Dad. You failed her like you failed me, and I intend to see you humbled for it. So, not a great father-daughter relationship there. And it's hate, and the entity beneath the ice can feel the hate, like Darth Vader. And so we have a little scene between Narya, Snowbird, and her husband, Doug Thompson. And as they're speaking, the gods arrive, or at least appear. Gods, Douglas Thompson, I am Hodiak. Beside me you see Nelvana, goddess of the northern lights, and Turok, the shaper. Snowbird is my child, conceived to defend the land against the great beasts. That task done, her place is with us. With you, we offer this last chance, Snowbird. Come with us now and rid yourself of the stench of mortality. We offer you paradise. You must make your choice now, for after the child is born, the pain is so severe that I could almost go with them. I am so afraid, but I am even more afraid of losing the people I love and who love me. And you can kind of tell the gods are not exactly showing themselves off to be the warmest companions for eternity. Mother, I cannot leave what I have found here. You see but one part of the paradise that could have been yours. By being so foolish as to bear a mortal's child, you have turned your back on living eternally in our realm. And now when she's in torment, you've come to taunt her? No wonder Narya chose to become human. What is it, Doug? At whom are you shouting? So, shaman cannot see the appearance of these gods. They've chosen to hide themselves from others. So, she's feeling a lot of pain from this birth. And once again, she's shifting her appearance to being this sort of monstrous, almost demonic-looking thing. And shaman says it is the child's life force shining from her womb. Your baby is about to be born. I sense life coming into existence above me, a spirit seeking solidity. Okay, now this is the Captain Crozier, who is buried under the ice, saying this. He senses this life coming into existence, and he's going to basically take possession. Today I shall be reborn. And not in a good way. And so North Star gives the famous Star Wars line, I have a bad feeling about this. Stand your ground, North Star. No one's getting to Narya through us. O spirits of life and the land, aid me now. Father, Father, what a fool you are. You're so proud of your pathetic power to summon aid from the spirit world. Hasn't it occurred to you yet that no spirit you might call would help you without my leave? I set you up, old man. The spirits led you to this spot only because I commanded it. It is a place of power, true, but it is also a place of death. And so these black leech-like things come up out of the ice. Elizabeth, they're feeding on the child's life force. Stop them. And you see Narya in this form. My baby, my baby. Mon Dieu. The danger comes from within the circle itself. From Talisman. No, I am merely a catalyst. Sure you are. She does not lie. The threat to the child comes from below the ice. And you see it's turning into an ooze, and it's holding down North Star. And then Aurora reaches through that black worm-like thing and comes out covered in maggots. So not pleasant. And yeah, Talisman, I guess you really have to say has turned evil at this point. Her hate, her desire for revenge has twisted her, which is very sad. But to a certain degree, that hate started twisting her when she was very young, the hate for her father because he couldn't save her mother. And so it was there all along, and now it's found a way to get back at Dad by causing a lot of problems. So a box kind of jumps in to save Aurora. He starts rusting. Vindicator is attacked by flies. They can't get through her shields, but she can't see because of them. And, Puck was following orders. He was still in the Omni ship. He says here, I deferred to Vindicator's leadership and remained ready at the controls of the Omni ship, but now Heather needs me. That sound. So Puck runs into battle, and the ice cracks beneath him and plunges him into freezing water. Help me, O spirits. They will not, because I forbid it. Elizabeth, why? Because I want to see you fail in the eyes of your fellow Alphans, because I want to see you humbled by that failure, and because I want you to see how easily I shall step in and pick up the pieces by saving the child from the horror you have so ineptly released. Now, again, the same as her blaming him for her mother's death, not his fault, blaming him for what happened to her, not something he can control. She has now engineered his failure and is blaming him for his failure, when in fact, she is the cause of this failure. And Elizabeth's, she's twisted inside. And it's sad. Talisman could have been a really fun character. They went to a very dark storyline with her, which obviously Talisman fans ain't gonna like. But it is, there is a legitimacy to that story for sure. It doesn't come completely out of left field. And so, absorbing that life force, we have this Captain Crozier being born again. I live, and upon the living I shall bring plague and pestilence. That's my son? Mother Goddess, no. Your suckling is inside me. His soul is strong, but my corruption shall soon overcome the babe's nascent purity. And he shall know death as his first experience of life, as I call down destruction, decay, and decomposition upon you, his parents. So, powerful creature they're facing. You can see that Aurora is essentially covered in these maggots. The flies are on her. He's sinking. Puck's gone down. He's rusted. Alpha looks in bad shape. And you can also see him absorbing the life force from Shaman. My limbs grow feeble and fail me. I don't want to be a burden. And so Doug is freaked out. And then Talisman walks in. You fiend, can't anyone free our child and stop this slaughter? I can, now that my father has suffered for all the wrongs done me. You caused this, and now you're going to end it. Shaman has been humbled. He now knows that his power is not even enough to save himself, let alone others. Well, la-di-da. Oops. Missed a page there. I tricked Shaman into letting you loose, Pestilence, so that I could step in and save him as he failed to save my mother from death or myself from inhumanity. By destroying you, I will destroy my father's pride. Destroy me, you who helped resurrect me? Deliver me back to darkness and decay, in whose embrace I lay for 138 years? I think not, boastful child. Unhand me, creature. You are a spirit of death, and I am the binder of spirits. I, a spirit, a ghost? You mistake me, child. I never truly died. My spirit never fled my frozen form. Chemicals and cold preserved my body against time and decay. I am as alive now as I was on the day of my entombment. And being alive, you cannot command me. Nor is that the full extent of your folly. Thanks to you, I possess all the power that would have gone to a child conceived of mortal and immortal. So, Elizabeth, you done messed up. Where the innocent babe would have embodied the life of the land, my hate corrupted his power, so that I embody its death. What are you doing? My tiara can't be removed from my brow without causing me to feel incredible pain. Elizabeth. Sorry. I haven't held a woman in my arms for more than a century. I never dreamed that when I did, again, it would only be to kill her. By removing the tiara, Pestilence has done what I could not do. He has restored my child to humanity. But without her power, she cannot call forth the spirits of the land and command them to defend her. She'll die unless someone else is willing to sacrifice his humanity to become a new binder of spirits, a new talisman. Someone? Atlantis. Countless leagues below the Atlantic Ocean. It seems that my plan to use this alien to lure the submariner back to Atlantis where I could kill him has failed. If Namor no longer loves me, I am glad of it. For monster that I am, I can claim no hold on the heart of the Prince of Atlantis. Former Prince Scuttlefish, Lord Atuma rules here now. At that moment, call out the guard, the submariner comes. No, yes. Mariner, yes. And so, Imperious Rex, baby. Submariner is coming in, and he's coming in hot. And that's how we end this issue. So, Talisman, in order to get revenge on her father, as much as she tries to frame it as something just, has undone herself, and the only one who can save her is, well, Shaman. But it sounds like Shaman will have to give up his humanity in order to do so. So, quite an issue, and a nice little rumination on the fruits of revenge. You cannot bring something good out of something evil too easily. If the foundation is not there, the building will tend to crumble. And so Elizabeth to Youngman is finding out. Now, next issue, we're going to have some fun here. Whoa. Who is that, Sasquatch? Is Sasquatch back? I don't know, but it looks like the great beasts are. And there's Shaman with his gray hair. It looks like he's grabbing the tiara. So, we'll see next issue how this all plays out. In the meantime, what do you think of this issue? What do you think of the revelations therein? What do you think about the way Talisman has been handled as a character by John Byrne and then by Bill Mantlo? Let me know in the comments. I'd love to hear what you think. If you enjoyed this video, please like, maybe consider subscribing, and maybe sharing with a friend. I do an Alpha Flight review retrospective every Monday. We're going till the end of the year, issue number 52. And then we'll be switching over to Justice League International, which should actually be a little lighter than most of what Alpha Flight has given us for the last few months, as it can be a rather serious comic book at times. So if that sounds good to you, you might want to subscribe. Until next time, though, God bless everybody. Please be kind to one another. Have a little bit of fun, and I will see you hopefully soon in Dad's Den of Pop Culture. Bye-bye.